Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to be working on rounding a 4-digit number to the hundreds place. So your I can statement is, I can round a 4-digit number to the hundreds place. What we're going to do today is start with a 4-digit number, something like 4,321. What you could do with this, the easiest thing to do is round it to the thousands place. You would look at whether it would round to 4,000 or up to 5,000. And you could look at that 300. And I know that counting back, I could go 300, 200, 100, back to 4,000. Or I could go 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and then back to the next 1,000, which is 5,000. So you could round it to the thousands place. But today what we're going to work on is rounding it to the hundreds place. So this number, if I rounded it to the hundreds place, it could round to 300 because it's already a 300, or it could round up to 400. In the end, it would end up being a 4,400 or 4,300, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it at 300 and 400 to make it simple. So what I could do in my head is I could count to see if 321 is closer to 300 or closer to 400. So I could count back and maybe start at 320, 310, down to 300. Or I could go from 320 to 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, 380, 390, 400. I could do it in my head, and that's fine. If you're not somebody who likes to do it in your head, I'm going to write it out for you really quick on a number line. 300 would go on the bottom. 400 will go on top. And what I could do, I'm going to try to stick 320 about where I think it would be. Now, what I could do is I could count back by ones to see how far it is from 300. I could go 320, 319, 318, 317, but it would take a really long time. So I'm going to take a little shortcut, and I'm going to count by tens instead. So I'm going to start here. So that's about 320. So I go then 310 down to 300. So it's 2 hops. So it's 2 hops backwards to 300. And then I'm going to count up to 400 now by tens. So from 320 to 400, I'm going to count up by tens again. So I have 320, and I'm going to go 330, 340, 350, 360, 370. I ran out of room, so I'm going to just keep going around. 380, 390, 400. You could have made your number line longer, but I ran out of room. So starting there, I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I went up 7 tens. So I have to think, is it closer to go back 2 tens or go up 7 tens? It's closer to go back 2 tens, so I'm closest to 300. So this is going to end up rounding to 300. But remember, initially it wasn't 4,000. It wasn't just a normal 321. It was a 4,321. So that's going to be a 4,300 when I round it. Let's try another example. Maybe I will do 5. I'll stay in 4,000. Now I'm going to do 4,621. I'm rounding it to the hundreds place, so I'm going to make sure my arrows go at the hundreds place. So the 600 is either going to stay a 600 or bump up to a 700. I'm going to bring it over here. Remember, I'm going to ignore my 4,000 for a second because I'm really just worried about the hundreds place. So I could stay at 600, or I could go up to 700, and I'm going to put 621 about where I think it'll go on the number line. And remember, when I count back to 600 or up to 700, I could count by ones. It's not wrong to do that. It's just slow. It would take a long time. So I'd like to take a shortcut and count by tens instead. So I'm going to start at 621. So that's about 620. Then I'll go 610 down to 600. So that's back 2. Starting at 620, I go 630, 640, 650, 660, 670, 680, 690, 700. So that's back 2 tens, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up 8 tens. So I have to think, was it closer to 600 or was it closer to 700? It was closer to 600 because I only went back 2 tens. So my answer would round to 600. But remember, it initially wasn't just a 600, it was 4,621. So that answer is going to end up being 4,600. Right now, I'm going to tell you the code word for this video, and the code word is hundreds. So your code word is hundreds for this video. This next one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the number up here. I want you to try to do it on your own. So you're going to pause the video after I write the number. Try to do it on your own. And then you can play the video to watch me review how to do it. So I'm going to stay in the 4,000s. I'm going to do 4,700. Let's do 82. 4,782. So on your scrap piece of paper, write this number down, and I want you to try to find out what the closest hundred is. Go ahead and pause now. Try it on your own if you can. Now that you're playing it again, I'm going to review how to do it. So 700 could stay at 700, or it could move up to 800. I could in my head just decide if 782 is closer to 800 or 700. If you can do that in your head, that's totally fine. I'm just doing this for people who don't feel comfortable doing it in their heads yet. I'm going to stick 782 about where it might be on the number line. It's not going to be exact. And now I'm going to count by my tens to see which way it should go. This is about 780, so I'm going to count back from 80. So 80, 780, 770, 760, 750, 740, 730, 720, 710, down to 700. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, back 8 tens. To get up to 800, it would be 780, 790, 800. That's up 2 tens. So I have to think, would it be closer to go up 2 tens or back by 8 tens? And it would be 8 tens. Sorry, it would be 2 tens going up by 2 tens, which would make it 800. So this number would round to 800, but remember, it wasn't initially just 4,700. I'm sorry, I keep messing up. It wasn't initially just a 700, it was a 4,700. So this number is going to end up being a 4,800 because this rounded to an 800. So when you round it up, that's going to end up changing to 800. 4,800 is your answer. Your I can statement was I can round a 4-digit number to the hundredths place.